Hello everyone, this is Pastor Roland. Today I want to continue with a discussion I began in the last video about stress and about how we overreact to stress. And I said that our big problem, your big problem, if you're like 99% of people, is that you overreact. You get upset too easily about big things and about little things. You get upset about all kinds of little things. And then when the big thing comes along, how can you possibly not get upset when you don't have the spiritual discipline to not get upset at the little things? Okay? So yesterday I talked about how it all began when you were a child. You became emotionalized, and there were not very many people who set good examples for you. All around you, people were getting upset, were getting angry, irritated, resentful, unhappy. All these, there's a whole unrolling of emotions, negative emotions that follow upon becoming upset, becoming resentful, culminating in frustration, depression, anxiety. We get to the point that we fear, a person can start to fear everything because everything upsets them and everything defeats them. So now today I want to continue with the discussion and add another important aspect to it, and that is that today and I said yesterday also, I said that our body tends to follow our soul, our mind, our emotions. See, if you, for example, if you practice the meditation that I have, and it worked for you, you would immediately gain some distance from your problems. The problem would still be there for a while, maybe, but you would have a little distance to it, so you wouldn't be involved in it. You'd be standing back from it. You'd have mentally taken a step back and observing it. Observation is very powerful. There's power in observation. A lot of times you don't even have to do anything about the issue that's confronting you, except to observe it. Just watch it. Okay? And a lot of times that's all that it takes. It's amazing. But to continue, if you had that discipline, it would be discipline, not a discipline that you have to try to acquire or make yourself acquire or study to acquire. It's a natural calmness, a natural composure, okay? Natural reasonableness that you would have simply by separating from the issue and separating from the thought stream and the emotions, okay? And then observing, okay? So that would thereby, liberate your body from having to react to everything. Now everything is a compensation. If you had calmness, composure, reason, forbearance, patience, okay, from the beginning, if you had that, if you began with that, if you led with that, if you came pre-armed with that, then that would be all that you would need. You would see the situation objectively, reasonably. If something needed to be done, you would simply do it. If nothing needed to be done, you wouldn't do anything. Okay, then you'd move on to face the next issue. See? But as soon as you react to it, become upset, angry, irritated, nervous, fearful, worried, resentful, then you fall away from those powers that I had mentioned earlier. The power to be patient, the power to observe, and to affect things for the good instead of things affecting you. Falling away from those natural powers, now all you have left is compensation. And so the body is required to compensate. The body is required to become stimulated, to become energized, to become angry. Fight or flight type of thing. The body is required to do that because of the failure of the soul. Every time the soul fails, the body is forced to compensate and then adapt. See, that's the other thing. But now, so you see all of that. But now what happens is that not only do we overreact to things and get upset, which I've talked about quite a bit already, but we don't overcome things. See, Christ told us to overcome evil, to not be overcome by evil, but to overcome evil. To overcome evil with good. See, to overcome stress, to overcome evil, to overcome issues. See, but now what's happening to you? You are overcome by everything. Your mother who irritates you, your wife who irritates you, your husband who upsets you, your work that upsets you, the neighbor that makes you angry, the bills that upset you. See what I mean? Everything. Gradually you become subject to, a slave of, overcome by everything. And then even the emotions that you once used, you drummed up those emotions, or required your body to drum them up to help you to ineffectively fight. See, to become angry, whatever. Now those emotions come back at you, and now they overwhelm you. Now you lose control of them. Now you're dominated by negative emotions that you can't control, you see? And thoughts. The thoughts that you once used. The imagination that you once used to imagine yourself being great and powerful and putting other people down and rising on, getting up, getting over on people and rising to the top and proving things to other people. See all those fantasies that you once used? And the imagination that you used to pre-plan what you would say and what you would do to make a good impression and so on. Now they all come back to you, come back at you, and dominate you. So now you're dominated by those. So now, remember what I said about the body following in the footsteps of the soul and the mind? See? So now, you being overcome, you ineffectively fight. You fight with anger. See? There's a way of winning a fight without anger, of overcoming with good. See? Like the matador and the bull. The matador doesn't get angry at the bull. If he did, he would lose. He remains calm. See? And his calmness and his masterful control, that might even be enough to intimidate the bull into giving up, becoming his friend. See? The bull says, I give up. Let's be friends. See? See how that works? And how about the good mechanic? You know how you've seen good mechanics or a good plumber. You see how they instead of being subject to a situation, they overcome it with skill. See? They overcome it. So that's what you need. See? You shouldn't be overcome by things of the world and become resentful. If you become resentful, it means you've been overcome. So ineffective fighting ineffectively with resentment, with anger, with hostility, that's ineffective. And so you lose. See? And so eventually you get to the point that you everything has overcome you, and now you do a slow burn. You've heard that expression, to do a slow burn. So you do a slow burn. You suppress your emotions because now you see what all your emotions of anger do. They make you do foolish things and say foolish things and make mistakes and have accidents and everything. So now you suppress everything. You suppress your words because now you're so angry that when you say things, it comes out with anger. So now you suppress, and you walk around, and you could become a total suppressed wimp. But not only do you suppress, but you develop a habit of putting up a little bit of an ineffective fight and then withdrawing, being overcome by whatever it is. And so now you see your body follow suit, it does the same thing. So now can you see there's there's an analogy, how there is an analogy between ineffectively overcoming the vicissitudes of life and, for example, Chronic inflammation. That's a big problem now. They all talk about it. Even the heart, even the doctors talk about heart and cardiovascular health. They say the problem. Many of them say that one of the big problems is inflammation of the arteries, for example. Chronic inflammation is a problem that a lot of people have. They say it contributes to Alzheimer's, chronic inflammation, and many other things. Chronic inflammation. It's like a constant, ineffective fight. See, always fighting, always struggling, never winning, never overcoming. See how that works? So what you need now for your soul, for your spiritual um, journey through life, so you can learn to overcome, learn to win properly, learn to be calm and have masterful control, learn not to get upset and come unglued over everything. You need to learn how to overcome evil with good. See? Overcome evil with good. With patient endurance. Okay? So now you see why the meditation could be so helpful. Because it helps you to stand back from it. What you're doing right now, you're drowning in the thought stream and the imagination and your emotions, which overwhelm you and overpower you. And then you get lost in them. See, you don't even fight them anymore. You just drift away. Not good. So may I recommend you get the very simple. I have what's called the easy I have the easy meditation. It's free. Okay? Easy meditation. And I have some books too. For example, my book, A Brief Introduction to Stress Management. It's like 65 pages long. I think it's just excellent. Goes into detail of what I've been talking about and even more. Talks about intimidation, so on. It's just excellent. You should get it. It's not very much. You get it at Amazon in Kindle or get a paperback edition. Do something useful. See, if you help yourself this way, if you learn to meditate properly and you begin to have some natural discipline for your emotions and so on, why, then you'll be a better husband, a better wife, a better mom, better dad, better neighbor, better worker, better patient, better everything. Okay, so get the meditation. At least give it a try. And also, I have other materials you can read. Most of them are free. My name is Pastor Roland.